Alrighty, friends. The wifey woke up this morning and she shared with me an amazing dream. And so we're going to share this one with you as well. It's going to be in a playlist that I've titled Dreams, with one of the other ones that she got last year around 10/4, which was also around the time of Feast of Trumpets last year.
Yeah, it was the weekend of Feast of
It was the
Trumpets.
weekend of Feast of Trumpets. So, without further ado, I introduce to you the cricket.
Yeah, the upside is this dream is a lot faster than the last one. But anyway, so in the dream, I was getting married. There was a wedding. And I remember in the dream I was frantically digging through Pinterest going, I need ideas for the decorations, like what kind of dessert, what kind of wedding cake am I going to do? And I'm frantically finding purple themed everything. And I was like, what am I going to do for the wedding arch? All this other stuff. And I was going, it has to, be purple because that's it's a fall wedding. So I wanted to bring in that color as sort of a fall color. Well, anyway, so as I'm frantically going through Pinterest and all this, I'm worried, of course, in my head. I was like, financially, how am I going to afford this? And the wedding's right around the corner. What am I going to do? And towards the end of the dream, after I've dug through Pinterest for a minute, I'm sitting here and I'm going, my last name is Smith, and so it registers. I'm like, wait, I'm already married, and so I'm getting confused. And then it hits me literally in the dream. I was like, wait, this isn't a wedding to Mark. And so I get excited, and that's when I wake up. And I immediately knew who it was the bride's wedding. It wasn't a physical wedding to Mark again, because that wouldn't make any sense. So I get excited, and then I'm laying here talking to God, and I'm like, okay, so that was a really cool dream. Thank you for that. And then I was sitting here wondering, I was like, man, the last really cool dream I had was, that rapture dream. And I was thinking, and I was like, wait, the rapture dream literally happened while we were camping, on the weekend of the last Feast of Trumpets.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my head I was going, wait, so Feast of Trumpets is about to happen again, obviously. We're coming up on it now this fall. And so I was like, wait, I'm having a fall wedding. And then I was putting it all together, and I was like, wait, I got that rapture dream. It'll be almost a year. So I was in my head I was going, trying to connect anything else that I could figure out. And I was like, so it's a 1-year warning? Is this was the rapture dream a 1-year warning? And then I'm getting this other warning that, hey, I'm about to get married this fall. And so then that's when I started looking up. I was like, well, who else in the Bible got, 1-year warnings? And so I'm like, that's when I looked up the 2 Kings, the Shunammite woman who Elijah was telling, that she'd be holding, her son in a year.
Mm.
And then I looked up, the Abraham and Sarah, because God told, that they would have baby Isaac in a year.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, so this is really cool. Does that mean that, a year ago I got the 1-year warning that I'd be able to hold the Son of God in a year? What is this? And so anyway, I'm going to let others figure that part out. But I was excited about the fall wedding dream that I just had. And then, of course, I couldn't go back to sleep. So I ended up bugging Mark until he woke up. Because I had the dream right at 3. That's when I woke up, 3 a.m. And I never wake up that early. Everyone knows I sleep until I absolutely have to get up. But I was just too excited to go back to sleep. So I ended up bothering you, and now you're awake. So I'm sorry about that.
But worth being awake
yeah,
for.
Totally worth it. Right?
Thank you for sharing that. So what you're saying is Feast of Trumpets is looking really good.
Hey, yeah, I'm just saying.
You had your dream last year.
Apparently I'm getting married in the fall. So.
And you had this. That's amazing. Okay. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.